Good dawn everyone, welcome back to your beloved Duck Chess Speedrun, the series that I have never lost even a single time after 20 years playing. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. First opponent is an absolute beginner from France. e4, duck on e5. He abandoned the game. Very expectable. We find another opponent. And just like that, the second opponent is actually the same guy as the first one, and guess what he played against me? e4 duck on e5. This guy saw me making my first move in the last game, then he pretended to be AFK just to change sides, and immediately copies my move to use it against me. Very funny. c5, duck on f3. Bishop c4. He once again immediately tries to copy my duck. What a quick learner. Knight c6. Knight c3. d6. Queen e2. Very aggressive. Knight d4, duck on d1. Why is he developing the queen so early though? Let us see where the queen is heading to. Bishop b5 check. It is heading to hell. Knight takes c2. a6. Resignation. That was fast. Second game was also a win after 6 moves, so I will not waste your time with it. Third game, let's go. Third game we finally get a stronger opponent, who also happens to be 2300 rated in Rapid and Blitz. I am so absolutely dead. e4, duck on e5. c6. He obviously wants d5 next. Knight c3. Knight f6. I can attack it immediately. Duck removing d5. Knight g4. Very aggressive. That should blunder a horsey. d4, duck on h6. d6. h3, duck on a6. His knight is completely trapped. A desperado. King takes f2. I don't think there is anything that can go wrong with my king, but who knows? At the end of the day, he is extremely high rated. D takes e5. D takes e5. e6. Knight f3. Queen b6 check. Bishop e3 ignoring the check. Bishop e7. I'll try to manually castle. He prevents it. Bishop e3. Bishop c5. That is very annoying. Queen e2. Take f6. He takes f6. Duck on f7. Knight d7. Aha. I believe that should be a wrong move. He is baiting me to take his e-pawn thinking that I have a check, and then he can take my f-pawn with a double attack on my royal couple and also use the duck to block my queen's check. The game is getting very tactical. Therefore trading queens should be my best option. But it feels bad to trade queens in a situation where I'm having a massive center development like this. So I guess I shall be playing aggressively. May have to regret this though. I'm actually already regretting a little bit. Knight takes f6. Aggressive. Knight g4 check. A very crafty way to trade pieces. H takes g4. Bishop takes e6. I'll hide my king away. Rook takes f1. I'll take with king. Queen takes b2. That is very dangerous. Even though I don't think that is going to work, I still cannot find a good way to defend everything at the moment. Counter-attack is kinda forced. Need to speed up a little bit. I'm being down an entire minute on the clock. Bishop back. Rook b1, duck on d3. Queen takes c2. I'll force a queen trade. Take b6. Aha. Bishop a6, duck trapping the rook inside. Bishop c4 check. So in this very position, something unexpected happened. You see, the solution to this situation is very simple. I can just go bishop b7 and use the duck to block his bishop, but for some very unknown reasons, my brain decided to move my king up, which blunders a bishop. I guess sometimes my brain just refuses to work correctly, and after a few more moves, I resigned. Minus 10 points of elo. But anyway, we must not give up. Fourth game is a guy with a little amount of experience. e4, duck on e5. d5. Scandinavian defense, which blunders a pawn. Knight f6. Knight c3, and I will pretend like he can take that pawn. Two attackers versus one defender. He can take my pawn for free. Didn't happen. And just like the last guy, this guy is about to sacrifice his knight to attack my king, and even though I lost the last game, I have to say that I refuse to believe it is a legit strategy. He didn't sack the animal. d4, duck on g6. Knight c4. b3, duck on b6. Knight a3. Alright, that knight is a bit dangerous because it can continuously threatens knight takes e2 check, but with this situation my opponent is now forced to keep his duck on b2. We have successfully removed his duck from the game. Knight f3. My duck is free. Queen d6. I really want bishop f4 duck e5 here, but then there is a very dangerous queen b4, not only attacking my knight and king, but it also allows him to set his duck free. So I guess, bishop d3, duck removing b4. It's fine, no need to rush. Absolutely. That blunders a woman. Resignation. We started today at 1837, so the goal is to reach 1838 before the video ends. Fifth game, let's go. We get a 100 rated player from Ukraine. e4, duck on e5. d5. That blunders a pawn. Knight f6. Massive deja vu. Knight c3, duck on e6. Knight takes d5. At least this game is different from the last game. c6. Knight back. Knight d7. You know what? I have an idea. Knight e4, duck on d6. I'm not blocking his e-pawn anymore, so now he should want to push that pawn. Exactly. Knight d6, duck on e7, smothered checkmate. That was fast. Sixth game was also a quick victory over a low-rated opponent. 5 wins and 1 loss. Duck chess speedrun today. 400% win rate.